Tomorrow is the last trading session of 2024, which has been an excellent year. I'm going to get to that in a minute. Today the Nasdaq was down 235 points or 1.19% with volume, 5% above average, which is kind of strange on a holiday trading session, but you can see the volumes picking up here on a Friday and now today. Um, anyway, there's a lot of profits to be taken here. I mentioned that the Nasdaq has been up, I don't know, nearly 30% this year. I'll get to that in a minute. But I just wanted to point out that even though the Nasdaq is up roughly 30% this year, and a lot of leading stocks have been up over 100, 125%. We've had these corrections along the way. There was an 8% correction from March 21 till April 19th. You you step on the gas here and then you tap the brakes here, and then we had a nice follow through day and a rally all the way up through July 11th, and we corrected from July 11th to August 6th. In 3 short weeks, we had a 16% correction, which is a massive correction. Normally you get, 5 or 10% corrections, but 16% correction is a darn near bear market territory. Anyway, it happens so quickly, and that's the thing about the stock market these days is that things are happening so quickly. Normally, a 16% correction would take 2 or 3 months. These did it in 3 weeks here. Anyway, it rallied up only to have another correction of 7.8% in August, September, which is seasonally a weak time. But then we rallied into the election, and then we got this election pop. But then now that pop has fizzled since, Jerome Powell spoke on the 18th, and we've just been kind of weak, and it's a chop suey market here. Tough, really tough to trade in this tape. In fact, probably most of your recent buys are probably underwater. This thing, you can see how just whipsaw, like my friend says, cross currents. It's just a really tough tape to be in. And we had a 5% correction here from December 16th to 5% in a week. I mean, that was the week Powell spoke, 16th to the 20th. And now it rallied back up. We had the reversal day on the 20th, and then, pull back last week. And now today, you can see how far below the 20 it closed today. This is not healthy for me. I mean, I'd rather be out looking into this market than in the market trying to get the hell out of there. It closed 0.8% below its 21, only 1.6% above its 50. So I can envision a scenario where it pulls back to its 50 and then finds support and then bounces and then finally makes a new high. So that might be a good area to buy. But it made that low on the 20th, that reversal day of 19,168. And I think that's an area of interest here. You can see the 50 is 183. So 968, 183. Yeah, I could see it definitely coming down to the 50 there, retesting that low of the reversal day. That's what I expect. I mean, I'm not predicting anything, but that's what I expect for the Nasdaq. Anyway, great year, but in between, it's not in a straight line. We had these nice corrections along the way, 4 corrections of 5% or greater. I just wanted to point out the Nasdaq here up, 29.8%, which is a great year, right? For any index. Heck, I'd take 30% every year. Thank you very much. And you can see recently how chop suey it is right here. And if we go back 2 years, the Nasdaq is up, 86% in 2 years. So, like I said, there's a lot of profits to be taken, and it seems like that's what's happening. This is not, panic selling or anything. It looks very garden variety, very mechanical type of, trading. The S&P is up 53.5% in the last 2 years as well. So we've had 2 good years in the market after that bear market of 2022. And, so we'll see what happens in 2025. But those are two good years with a lot of profits to be had. So anyway, I'm not going to go through, well, I lie. I am going to go through the indexes. They're not doing well. The Nasdaq is doing better than most. The Dow Jones well below the 50 here now, 2% below the 50. The S&P 500 index Oh boy, below the 50 now. That looks bad because it's probably going to act as resistance here. 0.6% below its 50. And then the Russell 2000 or the IWM. Oh wow. So 4.1% below the 50. So they're just not taking hold, the theory that the small caps are going to lead here. So I know a lot of people have been talking about that, but with yields up so high, it doesn't look good for the Russell 2000. Anyway, we trade stocks, not indexes. I'm going to go to my Batman stock, starting with Broadcom. Broadcom's doing fine. This is one that I own and one that I'm holding. Well, that's very nice. A green chart. Yeah, it's still above its 10. So, any stock above the 10, I don't see a sell sign here. Now, if it slices the 10, I'll sell it, but I'm going to hold it and see what happens here. It's a leading stock. I know, the market stinks, but pulling back in lighter volumes, so I'm going to hang on to that one. Well, not that anyone cares. Apple's sliced its 10 today. And yeah, well, I mean, when you see the Nasdaq and the index is down like this, Apple, Apple's, it's such a big stock that it's going to kind of mirror the indexes. This is Microsoft with extreme weakness today or recently, and today closed just a tick below its 200, 0.1% below this black line here is a long-term moving average. So that doesn't look too good for Microsoft. Meta Platforms. This one was trading around the buy point, still above the 50 here. Close at 591. Man, I'd like to see it get back above that 600 level, but it's going to do what it wants to do. What was the next one? Oh, Tesla. I missed Tesla. I'm out of turn here. Tesla, what they closed below 420. Okay, 417. They reduced prices on a couple of their cars. I forget which ones. But when you have demand, you don't lower prices, and you lower prices to create demand. So that doesn't bode well for Tesla. And they're going to announce deliveries here sometime this week. And that data point typically moves that stock even more than earnings at times. So one to watch for Tesla. So I'm going to go to my A stocks, my Amazons. Pull back to its 21 today. Close a tick below the 21. Man, I'm not liking this at all. Um, but we've had a long rally and profit taking is expected. Um, and maybe, we could have a washout here and have a new rally take place in January of 2025. So we'll have to wait and see. Google closed 2.1% above the 21. Google actually looks pretty darn good here. With the Nasdaq pulling back, what did I say? Got to keep this in mind. 1.19%, you can expect your growth stocks to be anywhere from 2 to 4% lower. So, Google's hanging in there pretty good. It's only down 0.79%. And then NVDA was the only, yeah, I believe it was the only green stock in these Mag 7s today, right? Pretty sure. Yeah. And it was barely green. What's happening here is the 50 is acting as resistance. You can see every time it comes up to the 50 gets rejected, comes up to the 50 gets rejected. Now here we are again today. The 50 today was 139.97, got up to 140.27, and then closed lower on the session. Let's see. Yeah, there it is at the close there. High volume close to the downside. Still up in the day though, a third of a percent, but it has a lot of resistance. I have a lot of work to do there. Since I'm on the semiconductor fabless stocks, going into 2025, we have some themes that are going to carry through for the next couple of years. And just because the calendar changes doesn't mean that the artificial intelligence theme doesn't carry over into the next year. You just got to get through some of this mechanical stuff right now. But NVIDIA is clearly a leader in that space. ALAB is another one, the connectivity stock. And every time it's done this pullback thing here to moving average, it's found support and bounce. Will it do it again? Well, there's no guarantee. It's done it in the past, so there's no reason to think that it won't. But one of these times it is going to crash through the 10 and crash through the 21. and form a base. Could it be this time? Yeah, it could. We're just gonna have to wait and see. I'm expecting this one to find support though and bounce pretty soon. But you're just gonna have to wait and see. Once again, this is a stock that I own because it's above its 10, it closed 1.5% above its 10 EMA, and I had to let Reddit go today since yeah, because it sliced its 10, pulled back to its 21. It just looks weak to me. So that one I parted ways with. I'm reducing positions, reducing exposure to this market. Probably should be out altogether. Um, but anyway, um, ALAB looks good, and Broadcom until they're innocent until proven guilty. And if they're guilty, I'll just get rid of them. That's all. And this is where I got to go back here. Sorry about this. If this is where your entry matters, right? Where if you got this pop here at $70, we could withstand to give back a little bit, right? But if you just bought like last week here, let's call this day. It was up a lot last week. Say you bought at 138. Now it's at 136. You're underwater a little bit. That's not very pleasant. You don't want to be losing money, but yeah, last week it was up more than 7%, so a little give back's kind of expected. But it's all about your entry point. If you bought here, you're fine. If you bought here, you're fine. If you bought up here, well, maybe you're gonna have to get stopped out and try again another time. Anyway, what was I talking about? Marvell is another one of these semiconductor names. I think it's going to carry through into 2025. Yeah, you never know, but definitely one of the major market themes here if we're going to continue to have this uptrend. Marvell pull back today, closed below its 10, pull back almost to its 21 of 109.05. The low is 109.78. So Marvell still looks okay above the 21. And I think I'm going to stop there with those semiconductor names, Broadcom, NVIDIA, ALAB, Marvell. That's enough. I have to go to the oil stocks. Natural gas was up, God, it was up 15% today. It was up like 18% this morning. And anything related to natural gas really popped today. It says AR. Had it on the ready list. You could see this nice cup with handle, and it popped, 6.5%. Um, yeah, nice little breakout there of the cup with handle. I mean, that's how big runs start, right? On breakout. So we'll have to watch that one the rest of this week. Had big volume here in this holiday trading session this all week. All week we're gonna have what Wednesday it's closed, and on they said January 9th they're gonna close the markets for in honor of Jimmy Carter, who passed away, the 39th president. So that's next Thursday. So this Wednesday and next Thursday the market's closed. Some other names in the oil and gas U.S. exploration group. This is a Comstock, which was up, 11% today. That's a move not to be ignored. With big volume there, good for Comstock, CNX. These um, natural gas properties. These stocks had good days today. This is CNX up 1.17%, not bad, but definitely the oil and gas stocks won the day today. This is EQT. This one broke above its downtrend line here, so that's a point of interest right there. That 46.31, yeah, that looks pretty good to me. I like to see it get above the 48.02. That would be fantastic. Yeah, but when natural gas is up 15%, you can expect these ones to move. GPOR. This is Gulfport Energy, and another one of these natural gas plays, right? And it was up nearly 7% today. And that one looks pretty darn good. Undercut the 21 and rallied back through. That looks fantastic. I'm just showing you strength. I didn't buy any of these, but yeah, they look pretty good. This is EXE, another one of these US exploration stocks. Natural gas up 3.34%. It's kind of getting old here. You get the point. These oil and gas stocks were strong today. This is Range Resources up nearly 5%. Now it's got that cup with handle. It's near a standard buy point. That actually looks pretty good here. This wow, gone sideways since It's been a long time. This stock's been doing nothing. I mean, it was $35, $36 back in May of 2022. So it's almost been, going on 3 years here where it hasn't done anything, just sideways. And if it wants to break out and run higher, it's shown the ability to run. This stock can move. Um, DEC, December, Diversified Energy, nice 5% pop today. You could see breaking out of that stage one base there. Cup with handle, that one looks pretty good, 5% move. And I'm going to stop right there because I think you get the point. The natural gas prices were skyrocketing due to, the news in Ukraine. And, the stocks performed well today, but it's only one day. They haven't really done a whole lot in a long time, but a lot of them are setting up in these nice bases here that look pretty good. That could be a theme for 2025. Because the oil's been $70 a barrel for a long time. I'm sure the industry would like to get it over 80, but we'll see. Crypto, another one I think going to continue in 2025. MicroStrategy made that low today near 300, 301. I had buddies saying, you got to buy it at bottom to bottom. I said, no, I don't buy weakness like this below the 50. Saylor's been buying, the CEO, Michael Saylor's been buying Bitcoin like crazy, and it's not helping him at all. The stock's in a tailspin here now below the 50. That is adios muchachos for me. Yeah, closed 8.5% below the 50. Let's take a look at this action here. Look at this high volume selling here at the close. That is no bueno. Coinbase, this thing was setting up, but just, with Bitcoin struggling so much, now it sliced its 50. Adios, muchachos, for this kid. And Robinhood, pulling back to the 21 today. Looks a hell of a lot better than those other two, though, doesn't it? All right. Another theme that I believe is going to carry over not only to 2025, but for a long, long time with these data centers needing energy. And this is VST. Vistra just pulled up to its 50 today, 140, 145. Didn't even quite make it up there. And then, yeah, take a look at the 5 minute here. Yeah. So it pulled back and then rallied up to the 50, but couldn't break through it here. But this stock, once again, this has been up 270 something percent in 2024. So it has well, if you want to know, let's go here. 200, I lied, 264%. You can see it's really fallen off here, but it's done it before. It's had these little pullbacks. So I just think a theme into 2025 is these plays. CEG is another one, Constellation. I mean, it's just forming a base. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. GEV is a leader of these group, and this one is it's still consolidating within its base here. Pull back to its 50. If you take a look at the weekly, I mean, a lot of people would say that, this is a high tide flag type of pattern. If you want to call it that, go ahead. I don't care. It is flagging here. I would expect this one to have a good year in 2025, and it's got a lot of profits to take. So it stands to reason that it would be, consolidating these gains and being, a little weak here during the holidays as we end the year and begin a new year. Vertiv, this is another one of these data center cooling equipment stock. It's just forming a base here, doing nothing wrong. It's got the growth profile we like, but it's been up a lot this year and profit taking as expected. It's up 142%. So come on, folks. Don't get greedy. Expect pullbacks and take advantage of them. But this one wants to, make a little base like it did here and then run up. It went from what, 71 to 145. So, you got to expect a little profit take. And another one is fixed select or comfort systems. This one is, once again, it's been up a lot this year. 108. This one was up a lot more, and then it's sold off. A lot of stocks we've seen sell off in December as we see profit taking a lot of these names, but the theme is still intact. So we're not going to give up on them. We're going to keep monitoring them, and hopefully they set up in bases here and give us a chance to take a swing at them. Some of the software names, obviously, this is not going to stop just because the calendar changes. Palantir giving some back, but once again, it's up 350% this year. Thank you very much. So you should be taking profits. Don't be greedy. Sell some and buy something nice for yourself or significant other. Donate something to charity. A local food bank will always appreciate your contributions. App Lovin', another one. Pull back, had this big run, pull back. It's flat on the day today, even with the Nasdaq um, down 1.2%. But you can see in 2024, 740% move, folks. So yeah, you got to expect some profit taking. What else do we have here? Is that right? It's up 700%. Jeez Louise, man. Whew. Some of these stocks have had, massive monster years. That's pretty incredible. ESTC is another one of these um, um, gosh, AI names, software. Pull back to the 200. You can see it's been really herky-jerky. The stocks that trade like this are really hard to hold because you have to hold them through earnings and you might get a pop and you also might get a drop like you did here and like you did here. So a lot of risk involved. All right, I'm going to move on to the weight loss drugs. I still think these stocks are definitely, marking time. This theme is not going away anytime soon. You can see Lilly consolidating within a base below its moving averages, but probably giving us a chance to get in hims and hers. This one sliced its 50 today. Now, I'm pretty sure that in 2025 that Lilly and Novo Nordisk are going to get their supply chain issues figured out. And so that's going to take away the compounders that Hims and Hers sells. So it's about, I don't know, 10% of revenue. So that is that's a little bit of a hit. Novo, I mentioned this one just forming a bottom here. 85. I remember the day that that trial, it was down to like 77. Yeah, the low is 81. So forming a bottom here. Keep my eye on this one. And then, of course, Viking has quality compounds, but no sales or revenues or anything. Definitely a takeover target. Gosh, down below $40 now. It was on a great year, but now it's only up 113% and sold off hard in November and December. All right, that's it for me. Thank you for watching at mcstockcharts.com. We never give up, except for in honor of the great Steve Jobs. I have one more thing, and that is there's froth in the market. So we need some selling. We need to take some of the froth out of the market. And they're in these quantum computing stocks. I compare them to the SPAC stocks that, lost 90%. I'm not saying these are going to lose 90%, but this is pretty frothy. And there's some froth that needs to come out of the market. And when these come out, a lot of stuff is going to come with it. When these come down, this is Quantum's down only 12% today. QBTS, these things have just been parabolic, down only 6% today. So this one pulled back to a moving average, found support and bounced. Quantum computing, I think Rigetti did the same thing. And nope, it was down slightly, still 17 bucks. You can see the long run it's had. And this is just froth in the market. I know people want to say, oh no, they're worth their valuation, they'll grow into it eventually. Really? I mean, this is a 3 billion market cap. At least these guys have sales. I mean, a couple 100 million in sales. What other one? Oh, UMAC, Unusual Machines. Yeah, nice move today. And Red Cap. This is software for drones. I kind of like this one. This is not it's still, froth is up 15% today, but um yeah, these it's still a billion market cap for, I don't know, 10 million in sales, 15 million in sales. Anyway, that's it for me. Thank you for watching. I think I'd rather be out of this market, wishing I was in than in it and wishing I was out. Anyway, at mcstockcharts.com, we never give up. Thank you for watching.